No, I totally am with you. Well, let's switch a little bit from people to market conditions. Like right now, and I'm sure that you are facing it every day, shortage of inventory, interest rates, blah, blah, blah. And some agents are making excuses. There is a shortage, there are interest rates. I'm just so frustrated, I'm giving up. How do you keep up and how you keep that positive energy in the office and dealing with agents and how do you help them to grow the business in hard conditions?
It's a great question, and I will tell you, everyone is an individual, so there's not one answer. I might speak to you one way you're passionate, you're a fighter, you're not going to give up, so I'm going to tap into that. There might be someone else that is maybe has a different mentality. They're going to see the glass half empty, and they're going to start making the story. Because remember, that little brain is working on how terrible you are, and you're going to start buying into the press clippings. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I always tell agents is be aware of or control the narrative, all right? Because I think what happens is many agents get caught up. They're consumers just like everyone else. They're reading the same publications. They're reading the same stories. They're seeing the stories. So it's how they interpret it. So right now, there is a lot of confusion in real estate. But to me, it's not very confusing at all. It's another cycle. And guess what? We came out of that cycle in 2008. Mm-hmm. Well, we went into the Great Recession. It was terrible. But then lo and behold, okay, numbers bypassed 2006 numbers where home values were up. Agents were having historic, monumental years. And that was then. Now we're back. We had a perfect storm because of COVID. Mm-hmm. We're in a new perfect storm. And the new perfect storm is we have government that is confused, unfortunately. And I'm not talking politics, but unfortunately, you have right, left, exactly. And they're both split. You have the Fed trying to curb inflation. And whether you agree with what they're doing or not, it doesn't matter because they're doing it. All right, and they keep on raising a quarter point, 50%, whatever. And is that something you can control? I'll ask the agent. The answer is, of course not.
No.
Okay, so now let's think about it. If you think about real estate, people have to live in a home. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, Lucy, do people die every day?
Yeah,
unfortunately, yes.
In general, of course. You get married, you get divorced, you lose somebody,
so
you gain somebody.
Right. So there's divorce, there is death, there is financial woes. I can go on. There's a lot of different reasons why people need to sell or buy, right? All right, so it's how you look at it. Now, if I tell you the 7 or 8 reasons why people need to buy a home, all right, the fixed mindset is going to be, oh no, but there's all these negative things. The growth mindset is going to see the opportunity because there's vast opportunities. Because until the day we're all tent cities, people have to live in a home. And that's across not only this country, the world. All right. So as long as you have that, it is an opportunity, but it's how you look at the opportunity. So again, it first always starts with a mindset. The next part of it is again, keep on doing what you need to do. All right. Most of the agents I find will put their head down. Now, remember, we have the best of the best. So it's not that difficult because they're used to succeeding. So they have that mindset. The ones that don't have that mindset or start, getting off the line a little bit, it's easier to get them back on because they've always done business. And they will always continue to do business. Again, the world right now is so fragile. Today I can say one thing, tomorrow, snap your fingers, and it could be all bets are off. We don't control that. Right? And I tell a quick story. I love telling stories. I learned a long time ago, people retain stories. They forget words sometimes. But my daughter was getting married, and she wanted to have a certain band. All right? and I think the band was Phase 4, I forget. They were a lot of money back then, okay? I have to have this band. So she calls them. They're only available August 26th. We'll use that as the date. My daughter says, well, I'm going to book them. So then she does some research. She Googles and she goes, oh, August is the rainiest season in Long Island. It rains a lot, all right? And I'm like, well, Shara, you can't control the weather, right? So she then goes 10 years. She does research. 10 years, it has never rained on the day she's getting married. So I'm like, listen, this is great, Shara, but I'm going to tell you, the law of averages might be against you. I go, you can't guarantee weather. Anyway, she proceeds to get married that day, and during a couple of hours before the wedding, it was cloudy out. There was rain in the forecast, and then they came to me and they're like, Mr. D'Ambrosio, we suggest you have to make a decision. Do you want to move the cocktail hour inside or outdoors? And I'm looking at the sky. I'm like, we're moving it inside. We had a torrential rainstorm. Torrential. And, of course, yes. But of course, what did we say? But if you get married and it rains, it brings good luck. So I'm like, whoever came up with that was genius. And it's true, So again, things that are out of your control, don't even look at them. All right? We're having a big event, an agent appreciation event on the 23rd of May at a vineyard on the North Fork. I don't care about the weather. I do, but it doesn't matter. If I start tracking the weather every day, I know I'm going to wake up that morning and it's going to be raining. I'm going, what?
And you will be very frustrated.
I just don't think about it, And again, the glass is always half full. We'll have a great event. We're going to have a lot of fun. And that's how I look at life.